With that being said, we are running short on time, so we are going to jump into a new segment. This is going to be fun.
Everything is new.
Oh yeah, for you guys it's new, but everything's new. For you guys, this is new. We are going to do what I like to call
rapid fire reaction.
So, cue sound effects now. I love editing. And what we're going to be doing is each one of us is going to quickly answer a topic in 30 seconds or less. We're going to go round robin. Everyone's going to have 30 seconds to react to a topic they want to ask that person about. Starting with you, Krillin, asking Brandon a topic, and you have 30 seconds to react.
I didn't prep for this at
That's
all.
exactly why I didn't tell you.
I didn't prep a question. I didn't prep an answer. Nothing.
Just ask me something cool. You can even cheat off my list of notes. Here you go.
All right. I have a question. Digital versus physical.
Ready?
Are we moving into such a digital age that physical is obsolete, or does physical still have a place in the growing times and the changing times?
Go.
I think physical will always have a place in the times because people like to have the tangible object in their hand. Until we get our spacing limitations figured out with the digital, and sometimes network limitations, we're probably not going to have all digital all the time. I mean, how full is my PS4 right now? Entirely full. Every time I buy a damn game, even with the physical, I gotta install some shit.
Right.
I can't even imagine having to put the full game on there.
Right.
So I think everyone will always want to have that disc. They want to have the collectors like myself who want to keep that game. I've never traded in a game in my life. And there we go.
Dude, I wish I had that question, man. Oh my god, I wish I had that question. Alright, your turn. Ask me anything you want.
Ooh, alright. As we have this iterative hardware increase on our systems, do you think that there will be a time where there won't be a difference between PS4, Xbox, and PC? Like if you could just mod all your hardware on your Xbox, what's the point of owning a computer?
Well, at this point, I think they're getting to that point now where we might be at the last console generation. I do think that you might see one more round of PlayStations, one more round of Xboxes. I definitely think the NX is going to be the last major release. I think at this point they're so similar to PCs in both power and capabilities. I think you're going to start seeing that where it's more proprietary across platforms, with cross-platform gaming recently being announced, with all the systems are basically the same damn thing. I think within 10 years you will see the end of all consoles being different.
Right. Nice.
So cool. How are you doing, brother?
So far, so good. Is that my question?
Yeah, no, that's not good. I actually wanted to lead into something interesting that you brought up earlier. Star Wars is going to be coming out on Blu-Ray in a few days, and everyone seemed to have loved it, but what's your take on it? Do you think this is the beginning of a franchise that's going to take off and be huge, or is this just a one-hit wonder for the Star Wars franchise?
The Star Wars franchise has grown in such an enormous popularity. It's going to be bigger than the Beatles, going to be bigger than Michael Jackson. So all this is going to do is just bring in new fans. You got the old fans that love the nostalgia of seeing everything, all the little Easter eggs in the movies, and they can't wait to see more of it, to see how they're going to tie this in. New fans who've never heard of it. My daughter, 7 years old, she loves it. She loves the new character, the female lead. I love the diversity with African American lead, and I think Star Wars is going to be here to stay for the future.
All right, ask Brandon the question. Go.
Shit.
Have you been keeping up with anything comic books lately?
Comic books.
If you can answer that question, then I'll give you the real question.
It depends what you're asking. Like I've been picking up my pool box for Maximum Comics, but I haven't been reading most of them.
The New 52 has ran its run. It was a new reboot of the DC universe, and it didn't get the reception that they wanted.
I know a lot of people didn't like it.
Exactly. So the DC Rebirth event is coming in June. It's going to be bringing our favorite comic book characters back to their favorite origin stories. How do you feel about that? Is that a good move, or should they have tried a little bit longer with the New 52?
I guess you could probably view it as like a reset, really. Like they tried new things, they were trying to expand forward, bringing them back to where they were, where people know they're at, where they're comfortable. Doing this thing, whatever. You got your people doing the back. They're all going back. So the whole thing, origins. So when they jump back and they get back to the comfortable zone, then they may try to do an expansion again and see where they can go from there and see if they do some big drastic change. And even then it might work after what they've learned from New 52. But, you know, with everything's with time, discussion go over lots.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I was busy thinking about his question and not
Not the next
It's okay.
question.
That's why I like this. It keeps us on our toes.
I can't even read your hand.
Yeah, those are my notes. I'm sorry, my handwriting's terrible. Would you like me just to pick a subject to talk
No,
about?
I'll think of something here. It's like, with what we've seen with like Pokemon Go and Pokken,
Okay, turn it back.
Pokken.
I can't wait to play it.
With all of these like expansions into the Pokemon franchise coming out and Pokemon Shuffle, Mystery Dungeon, do you think that maybe the actual core Pokemon games like X, Y, blah blah, do you think that those might start to fail a little bit more as they put their efforts in other areas, or do you think that those are going to continue to stay within the same formula that they have?
I see what you're saying. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. I mean, they've just announced Sun and Moon, and there's already a ton of hype with these two releases. They're going to be huge. It's 20th anniversary of Pokemon this year. Happy birthday, Pocket Monsters! Over in Japan, they recently dropped the original Pokemon on a 3DS Virtual Console, and they're downloading like hotcakes. I mean, the franchise is the Nintendo's biggest besides Zelda and Mario. I mean, it is their bread and butter. It's the reason the handhelds are Nintendo's moneymaker today. And while they might try to go to consoles eventually, I think your handheld games are going to be eventually brought over to cell phones, and they're going to continue. They're never going to get away. All right, so we are out of time. What a shame, man. We said so much more we wanted to talk about. I guess we're going to have to do this a little bit more often, huh?
Yes.
Hopefully
yes.
you guys enjoyed it.